Yeah, do you think it might go till the end of the week before there's any determination made on who the starter might be?
Well, we're going to take it, like I say, one day at a time, so don't know anything new from my radio show yesterday or what I talked to you guys about last time.
Do you, from what you've been able to do on the field up to this point since the surgery, do you have any indication where you are, how you feel?
Not yet. We'll go out today and see how it feels.
And what's the biggest obstacle?
Being able to feel comfortable out there, protect myself, keep swelling out of it.
How did it feel yesterday after going through the Monday workout?
Good.
And as no more Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs is getting older, is this rivalry different for you as you look over and see less familiar faces?
Well, it's still the same rivalry, but different players. You know, it is different. From the first time seeing Edry, and obviously Suggs is still there, and Nada and Ray, it definitely is different, but it's still a intense rivalry.
Ben, do you feel as your career goes on that you need to be more conservative and cautious with injuries, or no?
No, maybe I need to, but I can't get myself to do it. When I feel healthy and ready to go, I'll be ready to go.
Ben, it would be easy to guess that Le'Veon would play a big part of the game plan, considering your health and or if the backup plays. Is Le'Veon the kind of guy that you can say, hey, I know we're giving it to him, but we're still giving it to him?
Yeah, he's that talented. Because there's multiple ways you can get him the ball. You know, it's not just line up in the eye and hand it to him right and left. You know, we can move him around. We can throw him the ball. We can throw him the ball in the backfield, throw him the ball from the slot, different places. So there's multiple ways you can get a guy like that the ball.
And what do you look for? I mean, is there any pain involved? Do you just know if it feels right? Is it just a feeling that you have?
That's what Dr. Bradley said. He said, I've gone through this before, so my body will tell me best of how I feel.
And do you look at this time of year as when the teams need to sort of separate themselves? Is this when the good teams make their run?
Yes.
What have you seen from this Ravens defense?
Well, they're an opportunistic team. You know, there's guys that get after it, they get after the passer. They make plays in the backfield. Their secondary is real good. Jimmy and Eric and some of those guys are just making plays. And, you know, Suggs is still Suggs. Even injured, he gets after the quarterback and makes plays.
And Darius moved up the depth chart. What does he bring to the offense, and what has he meant with the way he's handled whatever role?
Well, he's a guy that, you know, we can move around, can play multiple positions and do it well. So he's a guy that you have faith that can play any of the three wide receiver spots, and I think that's key when you've got questions with whether it's through injuries or guys being hurt in the middle of a game like AB last week. You know, being able to throw AB in there and do some stuff with him that way.
Ken, this week another elite quarterback complained a bit about the hits that he takes. As far as I know, you've never really done that. You take so much pride in being able to play hurt. Why? Why does that matter so much to you?
It's the way I was raised.
And I think this will be your 21st career game against the Ravens. Same coaching staff there since '08. Is it tougher sledding when it's a familiar opponent, or is it different for you when you play team once every 4 years?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, there's some familiar faces, familiar schemes, thoughts, things like that, familiarity with each other. So whether that makes it easier or tougher, I don't know, but it's definitely different than playing a team, like you say, once every 4 years.
Last year for that Cleveland game, you dressed but came in for Landry in relief. I mean, is that a viable possibility at this point?
That's Coach Tomlin. That's strictly his call. I'm just going to tell him how I feel after today and then go from there.
Does not just getting AB the ball, but scoring with him have any extra significance for the momentum of the offense in a given game?
You know, I'm going to be honest, we don't care who scores. As long as somebody scores, we're happy.
Ben, these injuries that have sort of piled up in the last year, do you look at that as just bad fortune, bad luck, or do you feel like all the hits you've taken have sort of taken a toll on the body?
Well, I'm not an expert in the medical field, but, you know, this last one was just kind of freaky. You know, you run in and didn't even notice it happen, so maybe I'm just getting too old.
You mentioned the swelling. Is that the biggest hurdle this week that you have to battle?
I guess I don't know. Like I said, Doc said that I'll just go on how I feel, and as long as we can keep the swelling out, he says that's the good part. So maybe that's his big thing.
Is there any pain, Ben?
I'm sorry.
Is there any pain?
Oh yeah. I mean, he had surgery 2 weeks ago. There's going to be a little bit, but listen, anybody in this locker room that's not feeling pain hasn't done anything on the football field yet. So everyone's feeling.